Welcome back to a CBB Talk with your boy, Will Dickinson. We're here, another episode, the first one of 2023, and we're coming off a big weekend in college basketball, mostly Saturday. A good weekend in sports all around. We're here on a Monday, earlier on the Monday, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we had a big weekend of college sports, not just college basketball. Of course, we had a lot of bowl games, the semifinals. Those were amazing. I wear my Georgia bucket cat because they deserve it after that comeback against Ohio State. We'll see in the championship. Georgia's big favorites against TCU next Monday. We can talk about that as it gets closer. My prediction is probably going to be Georgia winning. We'll see what the line is near the game. But after a big day Saturday in college basketball, we have a lot to talk about. And first, it's now we're only down to two unbeatens in the sport of college basketball. Xavier takes down UConn at home in a great game. Xavier gets to foul line a lot. Hurley has a bad tech at the coach, Danny Hurley. Bad tech at the end of the game gives Xavier a 4-point lead, and they hold on to win. A great team performance, and Sean Miller's doing a great job in his first year at Xavier. This team's top 15 caliber. They're playing great basketball, and this Big East is going to be really competitive because, yes, UConn's on the road. That's a tough game, and Xavier proved that, they're going to be, a quality team. I really hope you can't hear this vacuuming because they're doing this at the worst time. Why are they vacuuming? One sec. I'll be right back and continue talking about this Xavier game. All right. So now that is done, we can get back to talking about Xavier. Yeah, big game for Xavier. Really, this program, was really great. About 5 years ago, under the old Xavier. Like, God, Dad, what are you doing? This is just in shambles. Fremantle had 16, Kobe Jones 16, Hunter 15 off the bench. Very great team performance, and yes, Xavier's 3 losses on the year. We'll see where they put them ranked in the new AP poll. I don't know when that drops because right now it's 10:34. Shout out to Joel B. That's my own name. But so I'm not sure when they'll exactly drop the rankings, but I'm guessing they're gonna move up. We'll see where UConn falls. Maybe 3, maybe 4. See if Arizona will hop them or if Kansas will hop them. And now talking about Arizona, they beat their rival. I said a couple weeks ago this would be a game to look out for. When Arizona State was 1 loss, they've now taken a couple losses, and Arizona's proven to be the best team in the big Pac-12. Again, Azules Tubelis, 21 points. Arizona State's getting there. They're a fringe tournament team this year. Arizona's legit. Can't wait for whenever they play UCLA, because those two teams right now I think have separated themselves from the pack in the Pac-12. Get a great game for Arizona, and they're proving that they're a top 5 caliber team. We'll see where they are put in the new poll. I'm guessing top 5, maybe top 3. Next is Iowa State over Baylor. Baylor now drops their 3rd game of the year, I believe, to Iowa State. Gabe Kalsher, big game. He has big games against Carolina now, against Baylor. I would say it's 2 good wins. Again, this team last year was a Sweet 16 team. Can they get back there again? I believe so. Again, the Big 12 is so competitive. From top to bottom, every night you're going to have a tough game. It's proven when Kansas beat Oklahoma State by 2 at home. Jalen Wilson's just been amazing this year. So that just proves that this Big 12, from top to bottom, every night you're going to have a tough game. Because Oklahoma State might be the worst team in the Big 12 this year. And they almost beat Kansas on the road. So every night you're going to come out there and need to play your best ball. You're going to drop some games. And Baylor did that to get on Saturday on the road. Tough game. Again, Keontae George just hasn't taken that step that you want him to. And not that step, but like hasn't lived up to expectations. LJ Cryer being out of the lineup. And yeah, they have no Jonathan Tamatachua for the foreseeable future. They got some new transfers coming in there. Bridges from West Virginia. Will they gel? Yes. They've beat Gonzaga. They've proven to win some games. They beat UCLA. We'll see where they get to. I do think Baylor's still going to be a good team. They'll still stay in the rankings for a lot of the year, but they definitely are not the Baylor teams the last 2-3 years being one of the best teams in the country. Yeah, I already said about Kansas being Oklahoma State. That's just a little trap game for Kansas at home. Again, the Big 12, you're going to have a tough game every night. And Jalen Wilson, again, one of the most improved players this year. After losing Abaji and McCormack and Remy Martin and Christian Braun, losing 4 of those very important players to your team, someone had to take a step. I mean, and it's been Jalen Wilson. He's one of the best players in the country. Definitely going to be in the watch for win award, Big 12 Player of the Year. This dude's doing it all for Kansas. Another team in Kansas, Kansas State, they're looking really good. Again, they got Keontae Johnson to, it's a big story coming off not playing for Florida for a lot of years. He now playing for Kansas had 18 in an overtime win against West Virginia. That's a ranked dub for Kansas State. Only 1 loss on the year. Probably their biggest win on the year. Again, a contender in the Big 12. This Kansas State team, is a team that's going under the radar of a lot of people because they don't have that big name. Again, they thought it was just a cool story with Keontae Johnson, but they've proven to be a really good team that can be a contender in the Big 12 going into it. Again, West Virginia, fans from West Virginia are saying that was a tough loss. They had that game and they blew it. A big second half. You're up 11 at halftime and lose that game. That's just very tough. Noel at 23-10. Kansas State lost Nigel Pack. We did not know how they're going to be this year. They've proven so far 12-1, and they're trying to get back to when they got to the Elite Eight in 2018. I'm not sure if they're that good yet, but they could definitely make a tournament run this year. Some other results from Saturday. Kentucky pouncing Louisville. Not really surprising. They didn't cover. They pushed. TCU had Louisville might have covered it because it might have been 23.5. I think it was 23.5, and Louisville lost by 23. So shout out to Louisville for doing better than expectations. TCU survived. I was watching this game. Texas Tech gave TCU everything. That first half, TCU was playing bad. The start of the second half, TCU playing bad. Then Mike Miles, David Ball, Eddie Lampkin, this team, Miller, this team for TCU has a lot of talent, and they're getting there. Only 1 loss on the year. This again, Big 12. I said the SEC is competitive. The Big 12 from top to bottom is the best conference in basketball. Again, it might be smaller than the SEC. The SEC might have a lot of top dogs in there, but the Big 12, every night you're going to get a tough game. Villanova has 7 losses. They're 7-7. It's been a tough year for God, I can't remember the coach's name, and that pisses me off. Anyway, tough first year for him. Again, not healthy. Can they get Justin Moore back? If they do, maybe Cam Whitmore's been really good. Again, Big East is really tough. Villanova needs to start winning games soon, or it's not going to look good going to late Big 12, going into conference tournament and postseason. Texas survives in Norman against Oklahoma, the rival. Again, they haven't lost under the interim coach, and they're playing inspired. It's been a weird situation there. I wonder how the players are feeling. It hasn't affected them too much. Again, tough game. Oklahoma's a fringe tournament team, and they gotta win on the road. A win's a win. And New Mexico, we thought there might only be one unbeaten left. Wyoming gave everything they had. Wyoming's finally showing their potential, but New Mexico hangs on. Richard Pitino coaching this team, unbeaten. They're a ranked team, the favorites in the Mountain West. The Mountain West is a great conference, and because San Diego State got a big one at UNLV. Those 2 teams are the top 2 dogs there in the Mountain West. We'll see if New Mexico, because San Diego State going this year was a big favorite. They were a top 2015 ranked team going into the year. They lost some games in Maui. They hadn't looked like themselves, but this year are now those last couple of games. They've proven that they can be that quality, and New Mexico's also been like that. So when those two teams face off, we'll see who can be that best team in the Mountain West. And then, so that's really all this weekend. Maryland got pounced by Michigan. Michigan's not that good this year. Hunter Dixon had like 30 points. I think Maryland only scored like 45 points or something like that. Pretty embarrassing for Maryland, who started off this year like 10-0, and now they've lost like 4 in a row, I believe, or something like that. They've been pretty shitty of recent note. So, and then let's go into this next like 2 days, because that's really all on the weekend, and I'll probably put another episode on Wednesday. On Monday, there's nothing, nada. There's really nothing. We got, and because Monday's a lot today. Monday. I don't know why I say Monday, because I forget today is Monday. It feels like Sunday. Anyways, Monday. Today is a lot of college football games, a lot of bowl games. Marquette at St. This is Tuesday. Marquette's playing at St. John's. St. John's lost to Seton Hall, I believe. Marquette's beat Villanova. Again, these two teams are tournament hopeful teams, and one of them's probably not going to make it this year. Probably St. John's. See if Marquette can get a big road game. Mississippi State, who lost a game, was it this weekend or this week? I don't know. They're not ranked. They're not going to be ranked anymore. But they're going at Tennessee, one of the best teams in the SEC. A good matchup there. LSU is playing at Kentucky. Kentucky probably won't be ranked during this game. LSU may be ranked after getting a win against Arkansas, and Kentucky losing to Missouri. That's a good conference SEC match there. LSU has one loss in New York, and Kentucky needs a win. They're going to be at home. They need this win because they've struggled of recent. And 2 Big 12 games on Tuesday. Again, every one of these matchups is going to be something to watch. Kansas at Texas Tech. Texas Tech is a good team. They're playing better recent. They blew that game to TCU. Kansas comes off a struggle game going on the road. Watch out for a little upset there. And then Kansas State going at Texas. Texas hasn't been amazing since they've lost Coach Beard. That's understandable. And Kansas State's been playing really well of recent, getting a big win against West Virginia. They're going on the road at Texas. That's going to be a really good game. I think it's on the Longhorn Network. So who gets that? I don't know. Not me. I know I don't get that, so I probably won't be able to watch the game, but I will be keeping up the scores there. So that's really all on Tuesday. On Monday, a great weekend in college basketball. Sorry for the early interruptions. Not my fault. Again, great week in sports, NFL. If you're in your fantasy championships, hopefully you didn't have Justin Jefferson. Hopefully you did have Mike Evans. Shout out to Eckler. Got me my 3rd place. I don't even know if I'm in 3rd place. I checked the score. I think I was winning my 3rd place matchup, which gets you a little bit of money in my league. Because I lost last week. Josh Jacobs. Oh, sorry. My team was kind of bad though this week. Because I had Christian Kirk and Terry, but my opponent's team was pretty shitty as well. So we'll see. Hopefully you won your fantasy matchups. Hopefully your team made the playoffs, because mine didn't, because we start Carson Wentz. And anyways, I could go on for hours about the Commander Redskins, whatever you want to call them. It was not pretty. Nothing great there. But yeah, great week in sports. Great week for college basketball coming up. It's really starting to get Saturdays beat at college basketball day. Guess there's going to be some NFL games on Saturdays for the next couple of weeks. But really, this is college basketball's time to shine coming up. Can't wait for that. Thanks for watching another episode. This might have been number 10. So thank you, everyone, for watching, because these 10 episodes have been really fun. And peace out, guys. Love ya.